Hello, welcome to another video of this SVA Design YouTube channel, and in this video I will show you how to basically take one of these components and turn it into a body part that you could also do some aerodynamics test with and all of that. So I'm gonna do the fender. I already did this front section and also the door, so yeah, I can show you later on how that looks. And if you are also follow me on my Instagram at SVA Design, you're gonna already see how that door mechanism works. But yeah, so for this one I will just do this fender section, and I'm also take let's see, I'm also take this with it as if it was one component, and also this panel, so these three panels will form kind of one section. So to start off, to make it easier on myself, I always just save this as a copy. So you go to save as, and instead of body I'm gonna just do body panels, and I'm gonna select fender R, because I will also need to mirror it to the right side, and this will be to the left side. This will be on the right side of the car, so if you look at it from the top view, it will be the right side. So yeah, that is also what I do always, and this way you don't damage the other body file, and you can continue working on it as you go. So okay, so everything we don't need, we will just delete it. So now that I got all of the surfaces that I need to turn everything here into one solid body panel, I'm gonna first check a couple of things. So if you go to evaluate, you can see this zebra stripes function, and what these zebra stripes allow you to do is basically check how these different panel sections flow over through each other. And you basically want, you can see here that it translates from white into a black stripe, and then black, white, and everything. So you basically want those stripes to flow through it as seamlessly as possible. So this is not really the way I want it to be, and if you look at it from an angle, you can't really see where it is kind of veering off of that same pattern and everything. So I think this section needs to be pulled out a little bit more. So the way you can do that is or change the lines on everything, or you can go to freeform. But I'm gonna check first if I can just change a couple of lines and make it more yeah, probably just make it better for the whole system and everything. So maybe if I don't really make it veering out and just make it go down straight, then it might work a little bit better. So I'm gonna check that, and if that makes it a little bit better, then we stick with that shape. It would just end up making the car more seamless and just making it feel like more similar. So this is already better. As you can see, black is on black, white is on white, and here you can see it's still a little bit off, but it is already more synchronized basically. So maybe the next thing is to check this line right here, and to make it a little bit more straight instead of having this curvature in it. And yeah, I think that line is in here. And from a top view, let's see if we can find the right top view. Right there. So if you can make it a little bit more like that, and this one, nah, I still want this one to be a little bit like this. Let's just take it off of that one, something like that. And now you can see that it is almost there already, but I think the difference in it will be so small that you can't really see where it is, but it's pretty bang on. I think if we add like a fillet to it when it's a solid piece, then it will be good already. And then we can also see the same thing happening here, but also it's not very extreme. But I think it's just this line veering out like that is causing it, but I won't really change that because that is the way the headlight is shaped. Then I can just go out of this zebra stripe thing and then go to thicken, and the way you get it to appear here is I just got into the search comment, and then I just typed in, and then you can basically take this thicken tool and then drag it and place it wherever you want it to be. So that is how I got it there, but it's not in this toolbar, and it's also not anywhere else. So you kind of need to know that that thing exists before you can use it. So I always take the main panel first, because sometimes these panels don't really interfere with each other well. You can merge the body panels with each other when you do this, so sometimes it takes a little bit of work to get everything to work with each other. But yeah, this will be a carbon fiber body panel, so I will make it 2 millimeters in thickness, and then just press enter. And then as you can see, this was just a regular surface that didn't have basically it didn't have a thickness. It just had yeah, it just was the surface panels, but there wasn't really anything attached to it. And now it is a solid piece that could actually be fabricated, and you can also kind of see what it weighs and everything, and you couldn't do that before. So this panel, this body panel, let's see, also give it like a carbon fiber as a material, so then it can kind of calculate how heavy it would be. And it's a 2.8 kilogram body panel, so but we still need to do this as well. So this is now a solid piece, and this is still yeah, that is just still just a surface without a thickness. And I'm gonna just make everything white. Before I go to the next step, I kind of want to change something on this panel right here. I don't want it from the side to just be a straight line for the wheels and everything. I want it to be kind of veering inward a little bit, so I'm gonna change that up, and instead of using that line, I'm gonna just create a new line for it. So the way to do that is to actually just kind of start over with it. So I'm gonna delete this surface, and I'm gonna take this line, and I'm gonna just go and from it again, search for the top view, and like that, and I'm gonna just basically keep that on this line because I don't want that to change. So I'm gonna fix this line, and I just want to drag this a little bit more inward, something to that point right there, and then I'm gonna escape it. And now I need I just need a little bit of this line still, because I do want to use that. Show, and I'm gonna go again to 3D sketches, convert entities, select this line, and then convert entities, and then basically cut off everything I don't need, so probably up to this point somewhere, and the rest, yeah, can just be gone. And then from this point, I'm gonna just take that line again and take a couple of points off of it, off of that line, so that it kind of goes seamlessly through everything, and then I'm gonna attach it right there. So as you can see, there is now a curvature that kind of follows the pattern of this line, and it looks, to my eyes, it just looks better. So then I can hide this line again because I don't need it no more, and then I'm gonna take this line and I'm gonna just modify it a little bit. So from that side view, I want this line to stay right, this point to stay right here, so I'm gonna fix that one, but I want this one to kind of go vertical and then go up, basically up and in. So kind of needs to look like that, and from a side profile it needs to be just the same circle that it was before. So you can kind of see that this won't really fit with the tire, so you kind of need to change that up a little bit so that it is still a good circle and everything. So this would work in a car. And now you can see that that is a little bit more of a complicated panel, but it looks better if you ask me. So again, take a 3D sketch, take this line and put it up to this point, and yeah, I can almost, it almost looks best if it just straight like that, but I'm gonna just look if I can put a little bit of a curvature in there. Maybe something like that. And then I'm also need to make this into one piece with this line. So again, convert entities. So maybe now it will work a little bit better. If I go to search surface loft, something like that. and maybe everything will just work better with this surface if this line doesn't go directly to this surface, but also has a little bit more of a curvature into it. So if I take this line and again look for that top view and basically drag this out to about here, I think that will work better with the whole panel, and also the fender itself, because it's just less vertical basically. Yeah, it's a bit of a dumb way to put it, but okay, so now we need to fix the next panel section, but then we also need to drag this line out a little bit more, because we just yeah, otherwise that would kind of dive in the car, and I still want that to be a little bit more towards the exterior, so something like that. And now we need to take and fix everything that's messed up in here, and that's basically just this line. So yeah, take this line again, put it up to this point, and that's it. I kind of like this crease that is right here. I don't know why, but it looks good on the car. Alright, so yeah, I think that is about it. That is what I wanted for the shape, because now we can kind of fix or put a splitter on the car, and also add like a wing end plate that is sitting in this section without making the car wider and everything. So that would look like maybe that 675 LC McLaren that has some similar thing going on there. Okay, next part. I'm also make this surface a little bit thicker. So again, add 2 millimeters, and you can check this box and say merge results, and if that works then you're good, but sometimes it doesn't work. So as you can see, face switch field check, whatever. So what you can do to make that work is basically select deselect that box. Oh, it's just the surface. It is, oh, so here I'm gonna just take you through the process of why these things fail. So basically this crease made it kind of have double surfaces and everything and 0 thicknesses, so it just can't thicken this surface right here. So I need to modify it. So that crease that I was happy about 2 seconds ago, I need to change it. What we could also do to get the way we want it to be is to basically separate it into 2 different panels. Yeah, I guess that would be the best way to go. So again, you can just delete this face, go to surface loft, select this line, this one, just use this guide curve, and also just use this one. So yeah, and now we can basically thicken this, and maybe we can even get it to merge results with this panel. No, so this is basically the first error that we're really getting. So this is because there are probably these surfaces aren't really getting along with each other and everything. So you have to uncheck this box, and then it will work. But yeah, I will show you the next one. So basically unhide all of these lines, so you can basically make them appear again, and then you can go to the next surface loft and select this line, also select this one, and then select these curved lines, and it will still be the same panel, but just separating 2 pieces. You do make the part a little bit more complicated, but you will probably still get the same result and everything. And these 2 can be merged together, so these 2 are basically it's one component. So now we can hide all of these lines again, and hopefully this does give us that crease, but you can't really see it because, well, you can't see it actually. Yeah, that crease is there, so that is good. Okay, but now the difficult piece comes, because how do you then merge this to this component? Because now they are two different individual components that are just close together. It's not one unison component. So there is this tool right here called intersect, and you can just select one and select this one, but sometimes this doesn't work, so you might have to do a little bit more work to get it to function, but sometimes you're lucky and it just goes. And you can see the features could not be completed, failed to merge bodies. So that is so in this time it just will not work. So how do you fix it then? Well, it's not that hard to do. So you just select like this top plane, click on extrude cut, select this surface, convert entities, and you just take that top line and offset mirrors, don't select chain, reverse it, and just say like yeah, maybe 10 millimeters is good. And then you drag this line a little bit more out, or you just draw another line to it that kind of goes the same direction, and you just cut this piece out. So extrude cut, and the only body you select, so selected bodies, is this one. So you don't want it to cut into this piece right here, so do that. And it didn't really go clean through, so there's still a section here that is not fully cut through, so then you have to just edit the sketch to make it really go through everything. So probably just take this line and then you would be good. And you can then trim this entity, and then also just delete everything you don't need, I guess. And then again, so now you can see that it's basically cut clean through. So the next step that you can take is to now make a loft between this surface and this surface, but sometimes this will also not work, and then I will show you the last step that you need to know to basically finish the rest and complete the whole process, I guess. But yeah, so now again, go to the surface that kind of created this shape, so that would be this surface, and then also go back to these guide curves that you used. So this guide curve and also this one, because you can still use those to kind of create the surface for this one. So I will always go to 3D sketch and convert entities. Oh, and I basically selected the wrong face because it didn't do that for that one. But because you can see this is kind of separated into two faces, you can kind of select them both and make a sketch out of it, something like that. And then you can exit the sketch again and then go to loft, and then select this sketch, select this surface, and sometimes this also won't work, by the way, and then use these guide curves to mate everything together. And actually I hope it doesn't work to show you guys how to fix it, but it looks like it also doesn't work really. Yeah, there it goes. So unable to create this feature because it will result in zero thickness geometry. And basically what that means is that it doesn't recognize all of these components to be in one piece. Basically it just thinks that this is a loose component and this is a loose component, and even if we would make this loft, it would kind of see that connection not to be a solid connection, like it's just zero thickness millimeters between everything, and the software can calculate those spaces, so it won't really allow you to make that. So to fix it, you can do one or two things. You can either intersect the two and hope that it works without there actually being a connection between the two. And if you go to intersection again, you can see that they're still not yeah, this didn't work. They're still not a complete body. If it would be a complete body, then everything would be selected, highlighted in that orange that you can see right now, but now it still sees it as two individual loose components. So the next thing that you could do is again go to that in that top plane, go to extrude, and basically make them merge. And the way to do that is I always just take something like that and make a rectangular shape and basically attach it to that surface like so, and then also do the same thing for this one. and you can almost always attach these two to each other by just making another rectangular shape between the two and extruding it. And if you go to intersect again, you can see that now everything is highlighted in one color, so now it sees everything as one component. And now you can probably go to loft, select everything the way we did before, and it will probably work. And if it doesn't, it will take a little bit more, some tinkering basically to fix it. It still doesn't work. Another thing that might mess everything up is that you can see that there's like another control points here, and those aren't on this line, so it might interfere a little bit with that. So what we can also do is take another 3D sketch and make some more guide curves that kind of help it to make it also attach right there, something like that, and also do the same on the back side. So let's see if it works now. And the zebra stripes are now also straighter. You can see that they used to be like all S shaped and just way more curvy and everything. So let's see what happens. And it still kind of looks like it won't really work. Oh, there we go. That was basically it. So that is also something that might mess up some the sound processes and everything. Yeah, that is basically it. But now it looks very strange, because what are we going to do with this piece? And that is not difficult at all. So you can just basically extrude everything and you'll be done. And as long as you do everything up to surface and don't go deeper than you need to go, then it will be cool. So just select up to surface when you cut it, and there won't be anything left that would kind of make it look like that is there. So that is it. And this might be a long video, but basically everything that could go wrong possibly went wrong. So if you're going through the similar processes and everything, then I think this would be a good video to demonstrate how to get rid of those things, because yeah, like I said, everything that possibly could go wrong went wrong. So I will kind of divide this video right now. I will also make like the cut in here so that you can also see that, but this video is already taking way too long. So yeah, give me a second, and tomorrow will be the tutorial on how to make these fender scoops and everything. So yeah, check that out. I'm Veldboom, SPA Design. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you guys in another video. Also, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks. Bye.